Hey, what's going on folks, my name is Sean Arnold and today I'm bringing you a different type of guide for Dragon Ball Xenoverse by request by subscriber Mohammed Darby Scarly. Sorry if I've said any of that wrong, dude, but by request, Mo was requesting that I could do a guide for the Bardock storyline quest in Dragon Ball Xenoverse. This is a tricky quest because it has lots and lots of enemies you have to fight. Plus, it's an escort mission. Now, if you guys have been following my channel and you've been seeing many of my parallel quests before, you know I hate escort missions, so I completely understand your pain there, Mo. So, this is going to be kind of my strategy for it. I'm sure there are other strategies for how to tackle this one, and the general gist will be the same. My character here, let's start with the equipment. For the clothes really don't matter too much. I mean, the clothes that I have on do give me an extra bar in stamina and do increase my basic attack and strike supers a bit, but really clothes are kind of irrelevant here. The thing which is important here is your Z-Soul. I strongly recommend using the Z-Soul YU. YU is a Z-Soul which activates when you KO an enemy, and then it charges your key bar to full, which allows you to keep the pace of battle going quite high, and you can just continuously attack your enemies as long as you can keep killing them at a good rate. To get YU, you have to do a certain parallel quest. I will show you which one it is in a minute when I go through my other moves, but I do recommend this one. But really, keeping your key high is going to be the name of the game here. So if you can find a different Z-Soul which does a similar thing, which helps keep your key nice and high, then whatever, it should work regardless. Speaking of key, I will also be keeping some items handy. I will keep 2 energy capsules, which will keep allow me to restore my health if I need to. But you don't really need to focus on your health too much here because the enemies you're fighting are so weak except for Frieza. I will, however, keep some power capsules on. Power capsules allow you to charge your key instantly when you use them. A power capsule S gives you 100 key, and a power capsule M gives you 200 key. I can't use any higher level capsules yet, I haven't unlocked them. If you have unlocked them, then use those, of course. As well as that, my skills. The skills which I'm going to take into this battle are Taunt, Super Dragon Fist, Maximum Charge, and Fighting Pose B. Taunt provokes your enemy and it gets them to focus on you and not your allies. So if you want to keep Bardock alive, use Taunt to get an enemy to fight you. It's also very important for this battle because when you're in the arena that we're going to be fighting in, there's such a large distance that you don't want to waste time traveling. You want to make the enemy come to you rather than you chasing them down too much. Super Dragon Fist. This is really just because it's my favourite strike skill. My character is built around strike supers and has 100 points in strike supers, but really whatever your favourite skill is and which does the most damage for you, I think should be fine here. Maximum Charge. This builds up ki. I practiced this mission a bit. I didn't really find myself using this too much, but if I want to build up a bit more ki, this is an option for doing so. Fighting Pose B. With my strike Super Dragon Fist being that, Fighting Pose B will allow you to buff up your strike moves and you'll do more damage. If you're a Ki Blast user, try Fighting Pose G, and that will boost the damage of your Ki Blast. And you want to kind of keep the damage nice and high so that you can kill enemies quickly. Then for ultimates, now I'm going to use these 2 ultimates. These are my favourites, but again, there may be alternatives which you can use. Blue Hurricane, I think everyone knows Blue Hurricane now. Blue Hurricane is such a great move. It's a little hard to use on this stage because it's so vast and it's such a wide, it's like a big giant spear, and so it's kind of hard to trap them inside a Blue Hurricane, but there will be some uses for it. And Victory Rush. Victory Rush is a great move because it tracks the enemy and it focuses on them and allows you to do a ton of damage to them straight away. So if you're a strike super user, try getting these. If not, then try whatever Ki Blasts or Ki Ultimates you like to use there. You could also use, if I go back in, you could also use Super Saiyan 2 and Super Saiyan if you're a Saiyan. I'm not going to use them because I don't know what race you are, but those of course give you infinite ki for as long as you keep your as long as your ki isn't depleted, so you can spam your ultimates as much as possible, doing as much damage as you can. But I'm not going to use those. Finally, Angry Shout for my evasive skill, because when you use Angry Shout, it also helps recover ki. So tons of moves which recover ki for this battle to keep your ki nice and high, so you can keep on using your ultimates and your super attacks. Now, how to get those moves? I'll just quickly go through them. Most of them cover parallel quests, and if you want to take the time to practice these parallel quests, you might get them as a drop. Some of them they just can be bought from the shops, and I'll tell you which ones those are later. First of all, we've got Fighting Pose B. Fighting Pose B is in parallel quest number 10, as well as Blue Hurricane. So if you want those two, those are there. Taunt. Taunt is in parallel quest 20, which is Multiple Cell Junior Hunt. Angry Shout is parallel quest 38, I think. Let's just check. Yep, 38. And Super Dragon Fist is parallel quest 42 from Power of a Super Saiyan God. So if you want to use those moves yourself, that's how you can get them from those parallel quests. The other ones, like let's see, where are they? Victory Rush and Maximum Charge, those can be bought from the shop. I'm not sure at what point in the game you can buy those, but I think if you're on the DLC quest by now, you're about level 75, you should be able to buy those moves from a shop. If not, I will look into it a bit more and try to work out how you can get those if you really want to use them. So that's really my setup for this battle. I'm going to make a quick cut here, and I will see you guys when I'm in the battle itself. Okay, so here we are. So for the first part of this battle, you've got to just defeat 15 enemies, and then the second part you've got to focus on Frieza and reducing his health. I'm going to try my best to commentate and fight at the same time, but if I botch it up, my apologies, and I will just do the best I can. I'll show off the cutscene just for those who may be interested in seeing a little bit of the story, but I think I've skipped the cutscene when they were in the time building talking about the scroll. I'll just focus on the battle cutscenes. God, my character looks ridiculous. Alright, so here we go. So the first thing you want to do is you want to get the enemies to try and focus on you as much as possible, and then you want to build some ki. This is really important. I'm going to build up, I'm going to use one of these items already, and I'm going to take 100 ki. Now that I've got 100 ki, I'm going to use Super Dragon Fist to knock this guy down and taking off half his health. Now I need to build some more ki ASAP. So I'm going to use Angry Shout here, that gives me about 100 ki, and I'm going to just try and kill this one very, very quickly. Let's do one more Super Dragon Fist. Super Dragon Fist is also a good move because it really tracks the enemies well. So every time I kill an enemy, it now gives me full ki using YU as my Z-Soul. And now what I can do is I can do one Super Dragon Fist and then one Victory Rush, and that should just about kill him off. And I can just rinse and repeat this strategy really. I'm going to try and use Fighting Pose B for a little extra damage. If not, because this one's focusing on me, I'm going to just have to kill him off first before I can use Fighting Pose B. That's the problem with the fighting poses, they do take a little bit of time to use, so they can be a bit tricky in that sense. There we go. So I'll get a bit more damage now. Let's try a Victory Rush. Hopefully this can kill Naval off. Probably won't. Nope, it did it. Okay, he's dead. How many have we done so far? I think maybe 3 enemies. Hopefully this will be a 4th one. I managed to get 2 of them. That's 4. 1 Super Dragon Fist coming up for you. And now Victory Rush. What I like to think about these escort missions is try to think of the enemies, your allies' health more as a timer as opposed to, oops, I completely whiffed that move, as opposed to a life bar. Just think that it's a time counting down and you just want to kill as quickly as possible really. Right, let's see, Naval could do with a Super Dragon Fist, so let's do one for him. Ooh, good move dude, robbery. Let's see if I can use Fighting Pose B. Probably going to get interrupted. Nope, just about managed to... No, I got interrupted, yeah. Let's SDFU. Where's the Bardock? Take you down a bit. Need to do a bit more damage to him. I'm not going to be able to kill him with an ultimate like this. There's robbery. Let's use Victory Rush on him. Try and get my ki back to full. And again, the way I like to think of it is these enemies are just batteries. They will charge up your ki when you need them to charge up your ki. And all you got to do is just kill them when you're ready. So let's focus on the next one. Oh, crap. Yeah, those ki buffs are really annoying, which is another reason why I like Super Dragon Fist. Let me think what to do now. Where's the Bardock? Let's Victory Rush him. Get the ki back to full. Keep going, keep going. Right, should be able to get Fighting Pose up now. There we go. Finish him off. Oh, whiffed it. Angry Shout. Blue Hurricane. So I like to use Blue Hurricane kind of defensively. If you ever get surrounded by enemies, don't let them overwhelm you. They can stun you quite a bit. I didn't get a single kill there. That was embarrassing. Who's got the weakest health? Let's start with Ramon then. Yeah, try to use Blue Hurricane defensively if they're charging towards you. If they're running away from you, you're not going to really hit it or land it. So, yeah. As you see, I haven't really used Taunt too much because fortunately they've been focusing on me more than they have Bardock. Guess I'm kind of lucky in that respect. But I will be using it a little bit later on when Frieza does spawn. Okay, so let's keep going. Who's next? No, there's someone over here. There we go. Let's use this pose. I need to kill someone off. Let's kill off the Bardock. Full key. Again, as you can see, they really don't do a lot of damage to my health. But then again, I think for Mo, you said you were level 75. I'm level 86, so I do have a bit of a gap between you, so it's a bit easier for me. But again, you've got those health items to back you up if you need them. Victory Rush, let's go. Great move for tracking, really. That was very good damage on the Bardock. Maybe the Bardock just naturally has low health. I've never really tested that. Build up that key again. I don't know how many enemies I've fought so far. Let's buff up again. Fighting pose B. Let's take out Ramon. Oh. Angry shout. There goes Ramon. SDF. Get the knockdown. Bardock's taking half his health off now. Hopefully this is almost it. Yep, fortunately that was the last one. So at this point I just want to make sure my key is nice and high before Frieza gets out. And here comes Frieza. Now, this is a bit of a race against time. You got to get Frieza to focus on you. Here he comes all juiced up. So what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be using Taunt on Frieza to keep him focused on me. I'm going to try to ignore the other enemies because they just respawn infinitely. But I will kill them if their health is low and I need full key. Where's Frieza? Right, let's use a Victory Rush on him. Victory Rush is really, really good. Really, really good. So, now that I'm out of key, I'm going to go back to fighting one of the smaller enemies. Let's see who I can kill very quickly. There's GOKU'S. Let's kill him very quickly. And try and get my key back and then go back to fighting Frieza. In fact, rather than do Victory Rush, he's not focusing on me. Where's Frieza? Taunt him. Now, rather than fighting Frieza using Victory Rush, I'm going to just use Super Dragon Fist. That should do pretty good damage without spending so much key. Where are you going, Frieza? Let's get down there. He's not focusing on me. Got the hit sound. One bar is almost down for him. Let's use some more key. Teleport. Nope, no need for teleport. Okay, let's use Super Dragon Fist again. Let's see, who else can I kill? Is there anyone I can kill around me? Raymond, should I kill you next? You wanna die, buddy? Angry shout. Victory Rush him. Gotta keep my eye on Bardock itself. I think I really should have enough key now. Where's Frieza? Frieza's focusing on me. There we go. Let's use SDF. Got interrupted. Let's do this again. Come on, let's keep going. Oh, he's not looking at me. There's Taunt. Keep him focused on me and not Bardock. Alright, there's his ultimate attack. That's going to do a ton of damage if I let it hit, so I am going to dash away from this. Will it catch me? No, it's not going to catch me. Almost there. Let's get a bit more key. And I think one more Victory Rush should be able to finish Frieza off now. And there we go. So that's really it. It's a kind of a specific strategy. It's one which I use. And hopefully there is ways you can adapt this to your own strategy mode. Got an S rank. I have got a Z rank on it before, but that sucks. Whatever. And yeah, it's all just about keeping your ki high and dishing them out a consistent flow of damage as much as you can. Don't feel like you need to go out and farm all those moves if you don't have them. Just try to adapt it in your own way as creatively as you can, and hopefully you should be able to beat this quest.
Well, would you look at that? Zarbon, Dodoria, beautiful fireworks.
Okay, so that really wraps that story up. Thank you for watching, guys, as always. Mo, I hope this has been helpful for you, and thank you so much for requesting a guide from me. I really appreciate that, and yeah, hopefully you can beat this mission. So, I'm going to cut off here. Thank you for watching as always. Much love, take care, and goodbye.